I want to talk to you about, plain and simple, why AR matters and why is it going to become a thing and why it's starting to become a thing. How do you create an online shopping experience that's better than ever before and it's able to satisfy those things? And the answer to that is AR, augmented reality. All right, hello people. I'm so excited to be here yet again. I've been so inconsistent with creating YouTube videos because they're time consuming and this is not my main job. But honestly, I just want to bring more informality and just authenticity to my videos. So this is 100% me. This is very chill. So I can remain consistent because what matters most is that I'm delivering value to you guys. So that's exactly what I want to do. So I wanted to hop on here to talk to you about augmented reality ads. Okay, so a lot of you have started to follow me or started to learn about me because of AR. And that's exciting because it's such a new world. And I want to make sure that I do my best into uncovering what I've been finding out and what I've been just discovering as I go and as I implement augmented reality ads for a few of my clients and all the information that I gather through my time of exploring this new tech and capabilities with Meta. There is not a lot of information out there. It's really just a matter of trying it out and testing it and understanding how it works and how it doesn't. So that's what I'm gonna be doing from now on my YouTube channel. So if you want to go ahead and subscribe to keep up with that, by all means, do it now, do it. No, and seriously, I'm also going to bring you guys a lot more content in terms of also mindset and personal development, because I think it complements wonderfully to anyone that is an entrepreneur or just a person, honestly, just a person. So with that said, this first video, I want to talk to you about, plain and simple, why AR matters and why is it going to become a thing and why it's starting to become a thing. So in the spirit of doing that, here it goes. We all understand that with iOS 14.5, a lot of us started to see a decrease in performance, and a lot of us had started to leave the Meta platform, or if not significantly decrease the budget of ad spend in the Meta platform and turn to TikTok, which takes me to part 2, the rise of TikTok. TikTok has amazing in-app retargeting capabilities. Hence, it's not as affected with the iOS 14.5 privacy updates, which honestly affect everything that happens outside of the ad and the ability to retarget the people that leave the ad. So the more in-app retargeting capabilities that an app has, the better it'll be and the less affected by iOS 14 it'll be as well. So my third point here is COVID. So COVID created an environment where people wanted to feel connected. And what COVID did was accelerate the incorporation of tech by around 7 years. So what experts at like big tech companies like Apple, Microsoft, Meta thought in terms of acquiring and really making sense of new tech, they thought it'd be like from here to 7 years. But the reality is VR, AR, and the whole metaverse Web 3.0 concept was meant to be adopted way later than it actually was. But what happened during COVID is that people wanted and needed to feel connected, not only to other people, but also to brands, because that was the only way that they could purchase was online at that point where we were all quarantining in the world. So that gave trigger to a new consumer behavior and new expectations of what they wanted. And TikTok did a great job at that, at satisfying that. They were creating trending sounds and trending activities and like dances and stuff like that. And it was because it created a sense of community and immersiveness and being able to integrate like amounts of communities all over the world. So that immersiveness and personalization, because at the end of the day, you can make every challenge your own, right? That's what made TikTok so successful. And if we kind of track back, it was during COVID that TikTok took off because it was satisfying this consumer need that they didn't even know they had at that point, right? So now we fast forward today and people still want the same thing. So now the key here is, how do you satisfy? How do you create an online shopping experience that's better than ever before and it's able to satisfy those things? And the answer to that is AR, augmented reality. So before we dive in deeper into augmented reality ads, I just want to make sure we have it clear. So first, TikTok is evidence that consumer behavior has changed and the consumer needs have changed. They're craving more immersiveness, inclusivity, personalization, and this happened because of COVID. And then with iOS 14.5 decreasing performance on Meta, now we have a new layer and a new capability to improve ad performance significantly. So what augmented reality is basically a digital object coming to life in your physical reality. So filters are actually augmented reality. So those filters that you have, even if it's just makeup or hat or just anything, that's augmented reality. Augmented reality is also being able to see furniture, a piece of clothing, a shoe in your own space to try on, etc. So that's a digital object coming to life in your physical reality and interacting with your physical reality. So right there you get personalization, just because you're using your entire self and your environment. It's yours, it's personal to you. So you're using that to engage with the digital object. You're immersing yourself in the experience because you get to interact with it. And it creates more of a diversity in community, because through augmented reality ads, you're actually able to share your experience with the people on your network via DM or on your stories. And all that data you actually get to keep. So it's pretty exciting, all the capabilities that augmented reality has brought to ads and to Meta in general, and what you could potentially do with it, right? So the possibilities are endless. Meta has not done a job whatsoever in promoting that they actually have AR ads. That's so important, because that gives us a new layer of reach, retargeting capabilities, impressions, and so many other valuable metrics, not to mention the unique consumer purchasing experience that you can create within the app and towards the website, and honestly throughout your entire funnel. And I'll go into that in many other videos later, and how you can integrate AR in each part of the funnel. But for now, we're gonna center on AR ads, right? What you thought was Facebook ads versus TikTok, now you need to add a huge layer with this AR ads. AR works in conjunction with traditional regular paid ads. So what it's meant to do is boost performance, increase conversion rates, and it's also able to deliver such a profound layer of brand awareness and brand immersiveness. At this point, with AR, you're starting to satisfy the three main new consumer needs, which are interactivity, inclusivity, immersiveness, and, well, personalization as well. Also, let's think about it for a second. If everyone is doing just videos and everyone's doing images and these catalogs and all these like different types of ads, right? And no one is doing something different that actually is what people are craving, then wouldn't you just assume that the performance would be increased, better, etc.? Answer is simply yes. Meta has tested so much in terms of the actual capabilities, in terms of results that AR ads can bring to its potential users. So I'm gonna just quickly read through a few of the metrics that I have in front of me. So for example, users are 11 times more likely to purchase products with AR experiences. 71% of consumers say they would shop more often with AR. 35% of people in this study claimed that AR would increase how much they would actually shop online. 49% say they are willing to pay more for a product as long as they are allowed to preview it in AR. Interacting with products with AR experiences leads to a 94% higher conversion rate. A Shopify study showcased that some pages that had 3D models and augmented reality experiences increased conversion rates by 250%. Aside from all these amazing things, tech giants are actually investing even more into the development of this technology, which comes to show that in fact, they're also predicting this to not only become something that people will be implementing soon enough, but something that will be plain and simple the new future for everyone and the entire online experience as we kind of shift towards Web 3.0. So with that said, I'm just gonna dive into augmented reality ads. Right now, what you're able to see are these types of AR ads within Facebook feed only. So meaning you don't get them on Instagram or on stories, you just get them on Facebook feed right now, for the moment, for the time being. So your strategy really does change when you have this information, and also the types of AR effects that you can create will differ depending on which part of the funnel you're at. In a world where you have all videos, all images, all literally the same exact thing, and you're barely stopping because there's an overflow of information on your social media app, then you see this weird ad that pops up, and it's a video, but it has like a weird overlay text that says tap to interact, right? And then you tap it, and then something appears. It's an effect. What effect? That's up to you. It can be a try on. It can be an entire cool experience around the brand in itself. It can be honestly as huge as your imagination could go, that could be it. And you can use it with brand awareness, reach, traffic, and conversion types of campaigns only. And so depending on that, obviously it'll reach different types of audiences that will interact, react, and explore it differently. And that's really like the magic of it all. So you get this amazing experience, then you click out, and then you want to go to the website. You check in the website, and then in the website, you have an integration of augmented reality as well, plus all the needed information to be informed of whether or not you want to purchase this. So no wonder there's a huge lift in conversion rates and a huge decrease in return rate because people are more confident of the decision that they're making. Not to mention how much more they'll be able to interact and just relate to the brand in itself. So that's really where we're at with augmented realities and its amazing capabilities. It is starting to be so relevant, and the value and the data and just everything about it is amazing, and it showcased how valuable this will be. Being able to integrate this also gives you additional retargeting capabilities. So you have different KPIs that you can take a look at, which I'm not gonna go over it in this video, but you have different KPIs that you can also explore and retarget. So there's huge potential right in there. And the moment that Facebook does in fact share this AR effect capability within ads with Instagram, it'll just explode in terms of conversion rates. I am sure of it. So before I leave you, I want you to know the importance of being an early adopter. So if you're thinking, okay, maybe this AR thing could be my next thing to aim at, just because I definitely don't want to leave the Facebook and Instagram platform, but it's not giving me the return that I want. So you're right. It is definitely not giving the returns that it once used to. But then again, we're not in the world that we once used to live in. This is a different world. We have different types of consumers. We have a way different generation of people that will become our future, obviously, because that's how it works. And you need to start thinking ahead. And that's what we're doing right here. It's thinking ahead and understanding that it's not even a risk. Why? Let me just say. You can be investing exact same thing. This is an addition to your regular ads. So instead of running that additional testing of that copy, maybe you just run augmented reality as well. Secondly, there's this huge myth that it costs this crazy amount of money to create effects. And first, effects can last up to 6 months. Whereas videos and user-generated content and influencer content, you're paying for it more consistently than not. I promise you're probably paying so much more for that than you would ever with augmented reality. And I'm not saying that is exclusive. That could be a great integration with your regular ads and this whole strategy, but this is a whole new layer that lifts up the conversion rate and the performance of your overall ad spend and your overall strategy within the Meta app. So once you activate these AR ads within the Facebook feed, you can still retarget these people on Instagram anyways. So honestly, the capabilities of it all are endless, and I will most definitely keep creating these videos and kind of walk you through everything that I've been learning. But before we do that, I'm gonna leave you with a very appropriate study. So a study by the Harvard Business Review proved that early adoption of technologies leads to an overall competitive business advantage. Haha. So the early adopter growth is more than twice the growth experienced by companies identified as technology followers and 3 times the growth experienced by cautious technology adopters. So if you're not a huge brand, if you're a medium-sized brand or even a small brand, and you want to implement this, right now is your time. Because right now, if you're implementing this before your competitors, before your top competitors are, the more leverage you'll get over them. So this is a huge opportunity that we have right now. Think of this. If you knew what you knew today about TikTok, right? You know what you know today about TikTok. It's like the boom of the boom, right? It's the platform of the moment. Let's just call it that. And you knew what you know today. And then you go back to 2018, would you really not be on the platform? So person watching this, let's not wait until this becomes a mature thing, which by the way, in 2 years, you'll see how big this gets. I'll see you in my next video. Oh, and don't forget to follow. If you like what you see, you wanna keep up with my content, just subscribe to my channel. Okay, bye, have a great one.